Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whatever time it might be where you are. Welcome back to the live stream. My name is Jeff Fritz, and today is, what day is today? It feels like it's weird. We had a holiday yesterday here in the States. Oh yeah, today is September 3rd, 2019, and we're going to write a little bit of code today. How's it going there, chat room? So good to see you. Thanks so much for tuning in. We're shifting the schedule back on Tuesdays, back to the morning here, because it's the first day of school here, and my schedule and the Fritz girl schedule is all changing around, and we need to readjust. So we're going to be all mornings for at least the next week or two. We'll see where it goes from there. Oh my goodness.
Far Ewings just resubscribed for 11 months. The date is a lie. It's just still sleepy o'clock.
Thanks so much, Far Ewings, for that resubscription. I really appreciate that. 11 months! Yes, it's Fairy Wings, and I appreciate that. And we'll make a donation to Coder Dojo, just like we are with all of our cheers, all of our subs, all quarter long. They're helping folks everywhere build facilities, train trainers, so that anybody anywhere in the world can grow their technical career. Thank you so much. Let me go back. I gotta say hi to the chat room here. Let's say hello. Welsh Ronaldo, Rambling Geek, Copper Beardy, running down the list here. There's Sean. Good morning. Mayo Cat, Raphael DCA. Good morning to you. Code Bites from Tampa. Stay safe there. All of our friends in Florida, on the southeast coast of the United States, we're thinking of you as Hurricane Dorian comes closer. It's Hurricane Dorian, not Hurricane Doreen, as it's misspelled on Twitter, okay? We're thinking of you folks. Stay safe, and I'm glad that you're enjoying joining us here today. UNT Walker, you don't have video. There's video here. Everybody's there. We've got video. Good to see you. Let's see. FD God is here. Hello. Eco Math. Oh my goodness. Hang on. I've got to switch to the voice changer. Mike Eaton is here. Okay, I think that worked. Fanny Reinders, good to see you. Conficient. Let's see. You got to say hello. Dee Dee, my Twitter announcement says I'm later. Later. That's a good point. Later, we're going to be back at 1:30 Eastern, 10:30 Pacific. What is that? 17:30 UTC. And we're going to be recording a podcast live on stream with Richard Campbell, Carl Franklin. They're the .NET Rocks hosts. We're going to be talking about Blazor for folks that are longtime ASP.NET web forms developers. So, oh yes, Dee Dee, good to see you. We're going to be back a little bit later. It's a twofer day here. Twofer. 2 streams for the price of 1. It'll be a complete blast. Not Hurricane Dorian. Not Hurricane Dorian. Our friend Sushi Day and her husband, son, you'll see him on Twitch. He's Sausage Cam. She makes sushi. He makes the sausage. They do cooking streams. He loves durian fruit. I've never tried it, but dear Lord, durian fruit just not a fan of the smell. No. Let's see here. Shane Boyer is here. Good to see you, Shane. Always regret opening Chrome on that computer, says Frackberg. I'm sorry to hear that. So, and oh my gosh, and who was that? Michael Jolly. Hello. What was it? Somebody was saying something about the first day of school. Yes, same in Canada. Your kids have been back for a couple weeks. Thank you for, oh my gosh, Graham with the raid. And Mordecai with the resub. Oh my gosh, so much going on. All at once.
Resubscribed for 11 months. Almost a year.
Almost a year. Thank you so much for that. Fanny. I can't even get things started here. Look at this. Oh my goodness. Thank you so much. I will take note of that cheer. I really appreciate it. And for that resub, for that cheer, thanks so much for those. We'll make more donations. Graham, thanks so much for the raid. That's Graham Weldon. He's one of the latest members of the Live Coders team. We just added 11 new members to the team over the weekend. We're at 77 folks that are writing code and teaching, encouraging our technical community live here on Twitch. Thank you so much for the raid. Welcome, raiders. My name is Jeff Fritz, and we're going to be writing a little bit of C#, a little ASP.NET, and Blazor. We're going to be building an application that uses Blazor, this time on the server side, with the actor model. If you're not familiar with the actor model and how that works in architecture, never fear. We'll explain a little bit as we get into our project. And we're going to be using a framework called Akka.net today. Thanks so much for the raid, Graham. It's great to see you. Great community to be part of, says Graham. Well, thank you very much, and welcome. Absolutely. Fanny, taking a quick lead on that cheer tote board. Awesome. Thank you so much for that. And of course, we saw some tacos go flying by because everybody loves tacos, and it helps our sentiment analysis number that we have right here. Chat room sentiment. It's important. We want a happy chat room. Don't want that number going below 50. Keep it above 50. Everybody's happy. So Flip, let's get right to, so the last folks were happier here, but it's still trending downward. We're going to fix that. We're going to make everybody happy here. All right. There was actually, regarding the live coders, and thank you for the shout out to the live coders, Hugo. There was some discussion about setting up a store so that all the live coders on the team and some viewers, if you want, could get stickers and other things with the team logo on it. I've even got folks requesting. We haven't even finished printing the first round of team jerseys yet. I've got 46 46 jerseys coming for the first round of team members that opted in and said they wanted jerseys. It sounds like I'm going to be putting together another order that we'll send out. CLW is here. Corey, good to see you. Thanks so much for tuning in. So we may set up another run. We'll see. But I'm happy to help facilitate that. Let me get some music to code by playing in the background here. Of course, we listen to music to code by here because it's really good. It helps us get in the flow, get in the groove, so that whatever task we're working on, it might be coding, it might be reading documentation, it might be writing documentation, or just chores around the house. It helps you get focused and help all those other things you might be worried about kind of fade away and get in that state of flow. Today, you know what? I've got a color I might suggest. Let's play purple. Here it comes. Starts off a little bit quiet. No, not red. Snoopaloopy. I tell you. Thanks so much, Carl. This is, of course, written by our friend, Mr. Carl Franklin. He'll be on the stream later this afternoon. Stick around. Make sure you come back later. Thanks so much, Carl, for letting us listen to your music here on the stream and helping us get focused. You can get your copy of Music to Code by Hugo fired the music command there in the chat room at mtcb.pwop.com. You see the link, it's right there. If you're watching on YouTube, go out there, get your own copy of Music to Code by. You'll be glad you did. All right, let's talk about the project. Let's get back into things here. It's Tuesday morning. We're going to be back on Tuesday mornings. We're going to be back on Tuesday and Thursday mornings. I was playing with evening streams there, but for at least the next few weeks, we're going to be on in the mornings, my time, those days of the week while my kids and family are adjusting to the new schedule back to school, and things happening in the evening are gonna toss my schedule up in the air for a little bit. Never fear, though. Of course, all my videos are archived and available over on YouTube at youtube.com/C#Fritz. I sent out all of the August videos. Those are all available out there now. I still have the squad stream to edit that we did with Fierce Kittens back in May. We did a squad stream with her where we were editing and updating an application from WPF and WinForms, that kind of hybrid Borg, right, of an application that has both WinForms and WPF in it, runs on the desktop. We updated it from .NET Framework 4.6.1 to .NET Core 3. I have that video. I have both halves of the video. I need to edit it together because I've got two screens. So I need to make sure that I cut properly back and forth between them. It's not exactly easy to do. So we're working on that. Copper Beardy asks, how did the reading stream go? It went fantastic. And that schedule is just completely wrong, bot. Oh my goodness. The reading stream went amazing. So didn't have very many folks join it, and that's fine. It was scheduled spur of the moment, Sunday night, 9 p.m. and we read the first 6 chapters of The Invisible Man. That video is available here on Twitch. You can click the videos link just above me and you can see that. You can watch and listen to me perform those, but you're watching the live performance. I've already edited down the first episode as an MP3, and I'm getting ready to publish that to a podcast website. In listening to it, in reviewing it, I want to put some music behind it, but I can't use the Pretzel Rocks music that we use here on stream for the reading stream. So I need to find a different soundtrack. So I'm gonna go out and buy some music that I can put behind that and put that out as a podcast. Hopefully later this week, maybe next week, depending on how it goes. But I have 6 episodes that we'll put out there. Is my mic clipping a little? It is a little high. How's that? That might be a little better. There we go. Why does it need music? Smab, at the very least I need an intro and an outro. It's very bland in the middle. I mean, I could certainly let the middle go, but at the very least I need a little bit of an introduction. I need a little bit of an outro, just to make it sound right, you know? but I'm kind of okay with the middle knot. Dee Dee was enjoying it, and then Puget Power betrayed her. Oh no! Oh my goodness. Douglas Menke, good to see you. Ancient Coder, thank you for tuning in. Let me head over to GitHub here, and let's talk about our project. So keep an eye out for the full episode, for each of those episodes. Each one's about 10 to 15 minutes long at the reading stream. I'll be announcing the podcast site, and you'll see a new playlist out on YouTube where those will pop up, and I'll publish them maybe once a day or every other day for the better part of a week and a half, and see how it goes. All right. Let me head over here. Let's talk about our project. There it is. There's my GitHub. We are working down here in this project called the Quiltoni Pixel Bot. What's a Quiltoni? I don't know. What's a Quiltoni? No. Quiltoni is a friend of ours. Oh my gosh, Matt Auerbach is here and complaining about, look at that photo. It's a little known fact, that photo is 10 years old. Yeah, I was younger. Good to see you, Matt. Thanks so much for tuning in. Let me set the project here today. We are going to build a configuration screen using Blazor, C#, HTML, a little bit of CSS, and Akka.net. I'm not going to use the source code at Bazinga. There you go. All right. So, can I briefly talk about Akka and the actor model? Absolutely, Snoopaloopy. That's a great question. A podcast. Yes, Ancient Coder. I did 6 chapters of. I read 6 chapters of The Invisible Man on Sunday evening, and I'm editing each one of those chapters into its own episode of a podcast. I'm going to publish them, make those available every day or two on a podcast website, and I'll publish and make that available, and announce it and all that stuff. So, all right. Where was I? So the question is about the actor model and Akka. The actor model is funny enough, I was looking at the website right here for Akka. So the actor model is a way for you to isolate objects, right? This is an architecture pattern that you use in writing software that allows you to isolate objects and have each one of those objects represented by a class communicate asynchronously with other objects using messages instead of method calls. They manage their own state, and because they're using messages to interact with each other, you don't have to worry about APIs breaking, right? You don't have to worry about ensuring that everything lives within the same process. You're passing a message from one object to another, and that message object could be being passed across a memory boundary, across a threading boundary, across an application boundary, across a network boundary from one machine to another. And it's being handled, and possibly responded to and sent back to whatever object is requesting interacting with those things. So, this is a way for us to abstract away and not have to worry as much about threading, application scalability, because Akka will manage all of the communication between the actors that we construct and insert into the actor model system. We can eventually spread that actor model system across application, not just application boundaries, but machine boundaries. And this is where something like containers and Kubernetes becomes extremely valuable, because you'll be able to scale reaching across the cluster and across container instances, hopefully very, very easily. We haven't gotten to that part of configuration yet. We're still building out our actor model system for this distributed chatbot that we've been building for our friend Quiltoni. So Quiltoni is another streamer here on Twitch. I originally built a bot for her that would manage the currency, the faux currency that she runs in her channel. Different actions that occur within her channel trigger the awarding of that currency, and you can turn in, she calls them pixels, hence the pixel bot. You turn in those pixels, and you can exchange them for stickers, for dice bags, for all kinds of little things. I have a dice bag from her here. I've shown it off on stream. Here it is. Right? There you go. It's got the Incredible Hulk there, so the green disappears. There you go. I got mine in Avengers colors. But you turn in 100 or so, 150, I forget what the number is, and she'll send you a dice bag. It's just for participating as part of her stream. Matt asks, the center number on the lower panel is chat happiness sentiment. Yeah, over there, that is sentiment analysis that's being reported back on every message that's coming through the chat room. So, it's inspecting every message, taking a look and measuring it between 0 and 1, this relative sentiment of what's going on in chat, and averaging it over a minute and every 5 minutes. That number is the average sentiment over the last minute. Look at that, 95% sentiment. And it's a little known fact. It's a little known fact that the tacos command raises chat room sentiment. Woo! It does. So it makes everybody happier because everybody loves tacos. Look at them go, right? Corey knows this. Of course. Now, Matt writes, I hate that I missed the beginning of the show with a kappa and drives our sentiment down. Thanks, Matt. Thanks. Way to go.
You're amazing. You figured this all out already.
Yeah, you did. You figured this all out. So, we've been using Akka to, at the suggestion from our community. You're right, Entity Adam. I wouldn't have chosen Akka.net without the suggestions from the community. I had started out building a threading model and running things asynchronously and setting up how to manage all those threads. And some of the folks in chat, I think Adam may have been one of them, said, hey, why don't you try checking out the actor model, and particularly Akka.net will help you build these things automatically, help you manage this. All you have to do is learn how to manage those actors interacting with each other. And it's been a tremendous experience spending time learning that. And this is why I refer to what we're doing here as either pair programming, mob programming, some folks refer to it as, because this isn't just me writing code and talking about code, but it's us collaborating, right? I'm learning from chat, I'm learning from our viewers, and hopefully you're learning a little something from me. Shouldn't tacos doubly increase sentiment today because it is Taco Tuesday? Now you got me thinking that on Tuesdays the tacos command should fire off 2 sets of tacos. Ugh. CodeBytes asks, are you using Cortana Cognitive Services to determine the sentiment? Excuse me. It's Azure Cognitive Services that I'm using here. We do have samples. We do have code that will also do this using ML.net. That's a framework that you can use for machine learning using .NET Core. And we do have some samples for that. We do have a training model that we can use for that. And I'd really like to explore using that because then we can bake in what exactly... Bacon. I meant bake in, not bacon.
Well, do your best.
Okay, I will. But then we can bake into it what each one of the emotes means, right? Because when Kappa appears, it's in Twitch culture, right? That's sarcasm, right? But when tacos appear, ha-ha! So, it's something that we need to teach it because clearly Azure doesn't know what C# gritty is, right? Our gritty emote. It doesn't know what the rainbow bearded Clippy is, right? Is that positive? Is that negative? Well, we know what that is. We can bake that in by extending that cognitive services model so that it knows. Michael Jolly suggests a bacon command should force sentiment to 100. Maybe. Okay. Good to see you, TBD Gamer. Thanks for tuning in. So, no, gritty is not negative. No, Smab, bad idea. Bad. We love gritty here. Welcome back to Philadelphia. Okay, So we've been talking about Akka and the actor model, and we've been slowly building out and using this project to learn how to use it. Look at that. That's, oh, who is that? That's, I know who that is. Yeah, Jay Lang's Beardy. Oh my gosh. I'm forgetting his full name here, but, we'll take a look at here. Jason Langsdorff, that's it. Thank you. I have some things to read up about Jason. We'll be taking care of that later this week. All right. So we're working through using the actor model here, and we've built out a complete set of actors here that will interact and listen to events in the chat room. But now, when it listens to events in the chat room, we're going to trigger other features. We need to somehow store that configuration. And so that we don't get wrapped up in database and data modeling and these things, we said, you know what, let's just save our configuration, save it somewhere that's NoSQL. So I don't really care, just save it for each channel into some simple location. And I initially said, hey, wouldn't it be great if we wrote that into a Mongo database, some NoSQL data store? And chat room on Sunday said, you know what, go even simpler than that, Jeff. You're overthinking this. Just save it into JSON files on disk. And that's what we did. We took what was the interface, and you can go back to a little bit of our discussion around the repository model. We had an interface that we had defined here for how to interact with channel configuration. Get the configuration for a channel or save the configuration for the channel. I don't care where or how you save it. This project doesn't really care. All the things that are going to be interacting with configuration, how you persist it, how you read it, go do that somewhere else. That's your own problem, that's your own concern. And we can set up using dependency injection and define exactly what medium and how and where it's stored. So we set up a simple file storage channel configuration object that implements that same interface, right? This is the beauty of the repository model. Put all the nonsense about storing this.
Goran Hal just resubscribed for 4 months. Blazor rocks. Keep up the good work.
Thank you, Goran Hal. I really appreciate that resub. Absolutely. Do I have an echo? I don't have an echo. There is no echo. The echo command just repeats back whatever you say to it, Marcus. It was a test command. So if I type that, it will echo back to you as a whisper from the bot. So this is a simple implementation that, right, it's using the repository pattern, and it's just going to save files to disk by the name of the channel, as you see right there. And then at some point in the future, we'll replace this appropriately with storing out on Azure Table Storage, MongoDB, whatever. Some other storage location facility. Doesn't matter. We'll specify that later. Hey, Brave Cobra. Good to see you. So, we have this capability, but now the question is, when I save, I need to notify the bot, hey, there was a configuration change that happened. So what we did, and you're going to see where this comes into play in just a second, we have all these actor objects, right? And this is our, right, really the meat, the core of our chatbot, how it interacts. All the business logic is wrapped up here. And that feels kind of weird to have that business logic wrapped up in an ASP.NET Core application. And I've got some ideas. I want to move this. We'll talk about that in a bit. Thank you for the follow, Chris F Meyer. Appreciate you joining us, and I look forward to seeing you in the chat room, Chris. So, wait a sec. Hang on. Stop the press. The Michael Jolly says, I love how people in Philly hated Gritty until everyone else hated Gritty. Then they were like, how dare you hate on Gritty? He's one of us. So here's the thing, all right? Give me a second here. Hold on. How dare you talk about Gritty in my presence? So here's the thing. Philadelphia is the city of brotherly love. Get ready to clip this. Philadelphia is the city of brotherly love. And that's a brotherly type of love. We stick up for each other. We're all brothers. It doesn't matter who you are, where you live. We watch out for other Philadelphians. And it's that kind of brotherly love that lets us pick on each other, just as you would your own family members, right? Gritty's one of us. You don't get to pick on Gritty. We stick up for our own here, all right? That's right, Sean. Nobody can pick on my brother but me. Okay? There you go. That's my TED Talk, and I'm sticking to it. Yeah, we need to finish that with the more you know. That's right. Isn't services going to move as well? It might, yes. Hey, Code Warrior, good to see you. So there you go. There's my TED Talk about Gritty in Philadelphia. Ultimate Tyrael 88. Thank you for the follow. Appreciate you joining us. Can a Pittsburgher pick on Gritty? No, you've got your own penguin thing going on there. Sorry. You're stuck with the penguin. And there was a thing. Oh, I don't want to dive too far off here, but there was a thing a couple years ago where as the outdoor ice hockey games started happening around North America, they wanted to have Pittsburgh play Philadelphia at Penn State, the university right in the center of the state, right? Almost equidistant, but not really, between Pittsburgh and Philadelphia. It's actually about an hour closer to Pittsburgh, but nobody's counting. And it's in the middle of the state. That's all you need to know. But they've got a giant stadium there that holds 110,000 people, football stadium. And the idea was, hey, why don't we have the ice hockey game between Pittsburgh and Philadelphia outside in that stadium, and it would be tremendous. And the problem is the stadium you can't winterize it. The pipes freeze. So to have a game where literally you need to freeze the ice, you wouldn't be able to use the bathrooms in the stadium. Oops. So, until it gets winterized, until they do those types of improvements, they can't do that hockey game. So, Frackberg says the Penguins are Frackberg's team despite living in Black Hawk territory. I'm so sorry. So sorry. Ever since before they won their first cup back in 91. Look, much respect to Mario Lemieux. A tremendous player, tremendous owner. I can't stand Sidney Crosby. That kid complains. Let's get back into the code. So, thank you for joining Hockey Chat. I'm your host, Jeff Fritz. And
Totes my goats.
we're gonna get back. Let's back things up here. So looking at this code, it saves configuration. It reads configuration from disk. And as an actor, as some other object, I don't really care where this lives. I wrote a configuration actor. Where is it? Channel configuration actor that would sit on top of that context, receive information, receive a message, right? We were talking about the actor model receives messages. Here, this is an actor. It's a special type of actor called a receive actor. It's going to receive a message called get configuration for channel, and it's going to delegate over to that class to get the configuration. And when it gets that configuration, it's going to send it right back to whoever requested it. Now, I'm also going to receive a save configuration for channel message and call a save configuration method here that will save that configuration and tell anybody that needs to know that, hey, there was a channel configuration update. Notify all of those. So not just tell the sender that, hey, here's the configuration, but we're going to tell everybody that needs to know there was an update to configuration. This way, other functions, other things that are happening in the chatbot can go and adjust and take their new configuration and behave appropriately. Yes, that's right, Michael Jolly.
Squirrel.
We get distracted. So, sounds like iOptions. Very much like iOptions. So, iOptions in .NET space is a way for you to pass configuration around. There's also something called the iOptions snapshot, and that's an interface that will receive notifications when the configuration changes. We're affecting the same thing here using the actor model because we don't really know where it's being persisted. And I don't care where it's being persisted either because I'm using iChannel configuration context, the interface, right? So, now you're up to speed. That's where we left off on Sunday. Let's get into how can we actually save the configuration and get the configuration from this object for a configuration page. How do we do that? We need to actually be able to dip into, right? Almost like take a soup ladle and dip down into the actor model and pull out the channel configuration actor here and say, oh, go get the configuration for this screen. Or when I hit save on the screen that we're going to build, dip back in, grab this actor and save, call that save method, which really isn't a save method, right? We're going to give it an object, a message here. It says save and have it do its thing and notify all the other things that are going on that, hey, there was an update to configuration. So let's take a look at that, right? This feels concrete, feels pretty good to me. I don't need to look at this any further. What I left off, the point that I left out, the point that I left off on Sunday was, well, how does that page look? So I started a channel configuration page here using server-side Blazor so that we could reach in, get our configuration, and paint it on screen. But I don't know all the specifics about how to reach in and grab that actor and interact with it. Codeman Codes, good to see you, Codeman, says, squirrels, JavaScript horses, there they are. Did I accidentally click into the animals category? Well, I don't have, is it the Dodge Ducks? Is that what it is? And This Chicken Life? Have you seen those two streams here on Twitch? Make sure you check them out, right? There's, I forget it, they're the same, it's the same family that runs them. Nope, no yak shaving yet, Graham. You're right, no yak shaving here. Okay? Right, we're yak shaving somewhere else. But, This Chicken Life, right? This Chicken Life, is that what it's called? And also with the ducks. I thought it was the Dodge Ducks. You cheer 50 bits, and it will feed the birds. And you get to watch lights go off, and the birds all come, whether it's the chickens in a chicken coop or the ducks in a pond, they all come running for chicken feed. So... Squirrel! Yes, there's squirrels too. So, do you need do you need razor for yak shaving? Ooh. Brave Cobra. Sorry. How we doing with closed captioning today? I've got the closed captioning working, and it looks like it's staying pretty accurate. So when nobody donates, the birds die. No. When folks donate, if folks don't donate, they still get their regular feed. But the birds know when the donations happen. There's a buzzer, there's an alarm that goes off, lights, and they come running. Fanny Reinders says, no voice trigger yet. So I downloaded, our friend Fanny Reinders, make sure you check him out. Can we get a shout out for Fanny on in the chat room? Wrote a plugin that uses Azure speech services to listen to the microphone. And when you say a trigger word, it will trigger an animation, trigger sound effect, just like whenever I say JavaScript. Thank you, Michael Jolly. And it's available as a container, real easy to set up. I haven't gone through and set it up yet just because my Azure bill is getting really high. And I need to prioritize and move some things around before I light that up. But can you share in the chat room the link to your blog post? We looked at it last week. and we talked through that on stream. But it'd be really cool if you could share that link again in the chat room. Michael Jolly says, going to make a channel that just shows a room of developers. When you cheer, I'll drop a hot pocket in the middle of the room, and you can see them run to eat. Oh, no. Yes, Ultramark, I do get an Azure bill. It's $30-40 a month I pay. So, yeah. And that's no biggie. Yeah, it's kind of like t-shirts at a conference. There you go. There's Fanny Reinders with the link to their blog post. I'll open that real quick. Flynn Whoop. Thank you for the follow, Flynn. There you go. Creating real-time wake words to trigger overlays in OBS. Check out this. This is really neat. And Fanny even ran through it. There you go. You can see him doing it on stream. You can create your own triggers. It's a .NET tool that you can install. But you have to, right, this piece here is where I'm kind of hung up because I need to juggle my Azure subscription a little bit. I don't want it to get too much more. So, really great stuff. Yep, using browser so that it picks up, listens, and does the thing. So, great stuff. There was one more thing about the ducks, the chickens, triggers, and stuff. Folks coming running. I forget. That are stickers. Stickers. Oh! There's also the folks... So there's the number one stream right now in the art category on Mixer is literally a piece of bread. It's a white piece of bread. Not right now, because you're watching here. But at some point, go over to Mixer, search in the art category, and you'll see it's just a piece of bread with music playing. That same guy, Jack Dyer, has a channel here on Twitch, and it doesn't have an underscore. Jack, D-I-R-E. And for a while, it was just a jar of peanut butter on his stream. So, peanut butter, bread. I don't know if he's on YouTube also, and there's a jar of jelly over there or what, but this guy sets up, and it's a jar of peanut butter. It's a slice of bread just sitting on the table, and music's playing. I don't know. I think this is much more entertaining. So, crunchy or smooth? I think it was smooth peanut butter. I think. It had to be. It had to be. Right?
Put the candle back.
All right. We'll get back into the code. Thank you, Gene Wilder. Or Dr. Frankenstein. So we were writing channel configuration. We need to know how to dip into that actor model and pull out how to read our configuration. I don't want to inject, right? I don't want to pass in that context that interacts with my configuration because I need to notify the rest of the bot, the rest of the logic when things happen. So this I don't like. I'm not a fan of loading the configuration using the channel configuration, reaching through the channel manager here to go figure out where it is, right? And the channel manager is the top of our actor hierarchy. When you build an actor model, you have a hierarchy, and at the top, I've built what I call the channel manager actor. This is at the top because underneath of that are things that manage all the individual channels that this bot will connect to. Besides that, it also manages the follower service, where is it? Here, which will listen on Twitch for various channels to see when the follower counts change, and so we can raise the little follower widget that we have here on this channel. We're going to be able to do that with this bot. But I also have a channel configuration actor, right? And that's the actor that we created. Well, it's sitting out there, it's hooked up to this object, and the instance is managed there, so it won't be garbage cleaned. It's garbage cleaned or garbage cleaned up? Garbage clean upped? I don't know. Thank you for the follow. Weapon X. Love the Weapon EXE. Nice. Well played. Good to see you. Thanks so much for joining us. Garbage collected. Okay, it won't be garbage collected. It's hanging here, so it's out there managing. But how do I get that instance of this? So I did a little bit of research, right? I do a lot of research on the weekends. You won't believe how much code I read and write over the weekends. So looking back at what's going on with Akka, you can look up a specific actor using a concrete path, and that feels weird, right? 477 from Clippy? I saw Clippy go flying by. Is that how much Clippy raised it? Cool. Raised the sentiment, maybe. Cool hat. You use Visual Studio also, says Weapon X. Well, thank you. Yeah, we're going to be using a bit of Visual Studio 2019 here. So you can look up where the actor lives inside the actor hierarchy, right? When we look at what the actor model is, where is it? There is a, right? This is what, we have this hierarchy that describes our actors and how they collaborate and work together. Well, you could walk down through with a concrete path saying, oh, we'll go find slash this, slash that. Or you can actually use wildcards and select across using the actor selection method on a context. Now, I don't have a context, right? You see here they do, right? ... /star. So what I think I can do, by using the actor selection method here, it'll look up the existing actor. Hopefully I'll find my configuration manager actor. And if I say like */ configuration manager actor, I'll find that one if I ask it the root of the hierarchy, and then I can interact with it. I end then. So that's what I want to do, is I want to see if we can get it to load that hierarchy by querying down there. There's the end then. And it didn't play the end then sound. Why didn't it play the end then sound? There are end then sounds, like this one.
And then?
See? There it is. Because we always say, and I say the words and then too much here. So that's why I've kind of harped on.
And then?
So there are 6 of those in the hopper there. So, okay. What I need to do is have it log why it doesn't play music when it doesn't. Like that from the commands. So this is what I'm going to try and do. I'm going to try and reach into the actor system and do an actor selection here to try and find that object. So let's give that a shot. So instead of receiving on my Razor configuration page here, and I'm using this component base, this component model, to manage the state of the page. Frackberg says, at least I don't use a lot of verbal pauses. I've watched some recordings of myself and cringe every time I do it. No, it's okay. Don't worry about that. It's when you're thinking, right, it's a good thing to pause, right? There's definitely something to be said for pausing and letting the joke have its moment. Letting it breathe. Like a fine wine.
I drink and I know things.
Right. So, there we go. Does that include filler words? Oh yeah, don't do the filler words. My friend, Billy, the Reverend Billy Hollis, harped on me for using filler words. You keep saying and there were, yeah, right, and those verbal tics. Ugh. So I'm going to get rid of this inject of the channel manager. I'm going to change this around so I'm receiving the actor system, which is right here. So I'm going to inject the actor system, so I have the entire system available to me right there. Authentication. So now I don't have this here. So to get my configuration, here we go. Let's see if this works. I'm going to have the let's identify the config actor as await actor system. Let's see if this works. Right, actor selection. There it is. So actor selection will return a selection of actors. I don't know what the actor selection that I'm looking for exactly is yet. But I could end up receiving multiples. I want to get only one of these. And it should return an iActor ref. Okay. I'm going to tell this to wait a maximum of 5 seconds. Okay. Thank you. And it's going to await. I've just got all these green lines because it keeps saying, you should call configure await. No, I don't want to call configure await. Go away. Now, the path that I'm querying down. Now, here's where it's a little bit, right, where I need to make sure I understand this a little bit. And you're going to see me, I'm going to be Googling a little bit here with Bing, as my friend Scott likes to call this. From my channel manager actor, right, here. It creates the channel configuration actor, right? With that. Oh, it didn't. Why isn't... Hang on. Stop the press. Try that Scott command again. There it is. Oh my goodness. See? There are 11 different Scott commands and sound effects. Good luck trying to get them all to execute. All right. So, when it creates the channel configuration actor, I don't know the exact path where that thing lives. So, I want to cheat because I don't know exactly where it lives. But when I do find it, here. When I do find it, I want to write out to the console. I'm going to do a console write line because I'm right. I want to figure out exactly where I am.
Great Scott.
Well, yes, we're going to discover this. Thank you, Marty McFly. Channel configuration, because I don't know the exact syntax of what this is going to look like. Path, and oh, I forgot the $sign. I always forget. When you put a $sign here in front of quotes in C# now, in C#, I think it's 7 and later. It might be 6. If you're using .NET Core, be sure you're using at least C# 7. Trust me, you're going to appreciate it. When you put the $ in front of it, you get the string interpolation, so you can drop in C# commands inside of curly braces, inside of your text, and it'll interpolate it for you there. It's a little bit easier than formatting it. So the path here is context.self path, and it'll give me that path. And I should be able to... Sure. Okay, give me one of those. Let's see what it looks like writing out. Now, there's documentation about what this looks like, but I'm going to cheat here a little bit and see what it actually writes out. Just search for ** channel configuration context. Well, it's the channel configuration actor. I don't know if it's uppercase or lowercase. Is the actor system a class I created, or is that part of Akka, asks Snoopaloopy. That's a part of the Akka framework. So actor system, here it is. This is, right, this is what Akka uses as a container to manage all of the actors within. You reach into the actor system and interact with it. Darn Skippy. Yeah, that's right. There's that peanut butter. So I think you're right. It's going to be */ channel configuration actor. I think that's what it is. But I want to just get that little bit of assurance here that it is what we think it is. Let me start this and let's take a look-see here. You're welcome, Snoopaloopy. Here we go. Starting, and I'm using the Kestrel web server here so I can get that. Oh, this isn't going to work. That's not going to work. I know you're going to break. And I feel bad. I know you're going to break. Thank you. Try that again. Yes, I know. Oh, rats. Oh, no. I've got some things broken here. It's broken. Yes. Let me see. Can I just get that? Because we... maybe I solved it that easily? Maybe? Hopefully? Let me know. We're trying to make this better. Come on. Come on.
You can do it!
Thank you, Visual Studio. All right, here we go. And if I can just start getting that configuration built and written, I'd be so happy. Was that a dare about the Scott sound effects? Maybe. Okay, build succeeded. What'd you do? Oh, I didn't say start, did I? I just did a build that time. Rats. All right, here we go. So there's my console. ASP.NET Core, of course, runs at the command line. So it works on Windows, Mac, and Linux. So here it comes. And I need a rats command, don't I? So here comes the application, and whammo. Oh boy. What'd I do? Cannot resolve scoped service iChannel configuration context from the root provider. Why not? What did we break? I done something bad here. Cannot resolve scoped service. Ah.
Oh my.
Yes. I changed this to scoped from transient? I crossed the construction of it. Now what? No, you didn't. You didn't fail unexpectedly. Try it again. Do it again. There we go.
You're about to get a serious beatdown.
I tell you, Visual Studio, how dare you interrupt me like that? All I did was rebuild, and this time it works. Haha. And no. You must add at least one channel to service before starting it. Okay. This is for the follower service. So this is something we built earlier. And you know what? We didn't test it.
It's illegal in 9 countries.
Test your code! Not like I didn't. So I think I need to move that then, which means I don't need to do this. I should check to make sure that the follower service is started. If it's enabled, is there a running? Okay. If it's enabled, then stop. We should probably wrap that in curly braces. Okay. When I'm add channel to track, if it's not enabled, start it. Yeah, see that? That makes sense. Try that again. Look at those blank test files over there gathering dust, says Copper Beardy. Hey.
60% of the time, it works every time.
So, I'm going to go with my 60% and write some unit tests later. We do need to write some unit tests. We should spend some time together, chat room, writing some unit tests. If you want to write some unit tests, you're more than welcome to send over a pull request with unit tests. It would make Copper Beardy happy. And you always want to keep Copper Beardy happy, don't you? Okay, so there it is. It's actually running. That's good. Let me see if I can find where I wrote out to the console, where I cheated and wrote out the path. Right, I cheated because I called console.writeline directly. And I don't see it. I don't see it. Now I've done it. It's not here. What'd you do? Where'd it go? That is exactly how I handle unit tests on my stream, says the Corey Hurricane Weathers. he doesn't. Okay, fine. So, right, this over. Well, okay, hang on. I'm gonna figure this out. This should have fired. I'm gonna put a breakpoint there. Restart this chalupa. Not that one. This one. I always confuse those two: browser link and the start and stop buttons. What's interesting when I think of communication services, cloud services, services out there that I'm going to be charged when I interact with, I can understand wanting to minimize the number of times that I hit them with unit tests, because that's a pain. I'm curious if there's any kind of a stub API or a fake API that's made available for unit testing for some of those services. Hint, hint, nudge, nudge, CLW. Huh? Rambling Geek, thanks so much for the host. I could just inject iLogger and write to the logger. I could. So context, self, path. Now look at that. It's channel manager, even though I'm in the channel configuration. See, look, it's that, and it's got that $B on the end because it doesn't have its own name. DevXer got your MCSD. Oh my goodness. DevXer, congratulations. Oh, we got to celebrate that. That is awesome.
Wait, let me explain something to you.
MCSD takes a lot of work to study and learn and take a bunch of tests to achieve. Big congratulations to you, DevXer. We're very happy to see that. Yes, absolutely. Very kind words in the chat room. So let's take a look here. So this address, right? Channel manager, and I'm not sure why it's $B on the end. That feels weird, right? And I agree, they should move the browser link button. But I do kind of get why it's next. I get why I don't know. I get why it's there, but I also, it makes me feel sad. I can specify the name of the actor. I can force the name of the actor. Well, darn it. Channel configuration actor. I would have thought that would have been what it names it. And I'm going to go with what Brave Cobra was saying, that I should inject. Well, no, I can't inject iLogger here because this isn't being created and managed by dependency injection inside of ASP.NET. This is being managed by the actor model. Couldn't you move the icons around on the toolbar like pre-ribbon Office? I can add, I can customize, right? Not the text editor. Debug target. This one? No. That one? No. This one? No. It's not that one. So which one is it? This one? Ah, there it is. Browser link. So I can move that somewhere else. Oops. Okay. That looks much better. Dependency injection. Yes, you can set up dependency injection for Akka, and there isn't a easy, clear way to do this with ASP.NET Core. Autofact, Castle Windsor, Ninject, and you have to implement your own using the Actor Producer extension, which is something that I don't want to get involved with. I don't want to write my own thing. You know? So, absolutely, it is a feature that's available. I'm not going to touch there. Where did it go? We'll never know. So let me try running that one more time and let's see where that ends up. I would love for that to be something that's available and easy to do, since Akka being used with ASP.NET Core feels like a pretty standard interaction. But for where I am in my development journey with Akka, I don't want to get into writing my own implementation. Miserly David, thank you for the follow. I appreciate you joining us. And look forward to seeing you here in the chat room. So, okay. Brave Cobra has another link here for us. While that's going, let me see if it hits here. There we go. So now my path is /channel configuration actor appropriately with the caps. All right. Now I can interact with that. So to finish my thought on our page over here, which has this component, channel configuration actor, this should find it now because it has the appropriate name. Should. We'll step through and look at that part next. Brave Cobra has a link for us about running Akka with ASP.NET Core. Can be quite tricky. In this blog post, written back in 2018, so about a year ago, I was actually reading through and looking at this. Looking at this exact one. There wasn't anything in here about setting up add singleton for this provider and provider get service actor system actor of props create. This isn't doing dependency injection, right? I want to inject into an actor. No, that isn't covered in this blog post. So that's where I want to be. You want that hat, says Denton Burton Jr. Welcome, Denton Burton. Thank you. This is a custom hat that I had made at my local place, my local embroidery shop. They also there's a shop in many shopping malls here in the United States called Lids. They sell all kinds of baseball caps. You can take them a logo and they will stitch it on a hat of your choosing at those stores. That was the link you posted on Discord on Sunday. Yes. Exactly, Stelzy. See that, Stelzy? I was paying attention to Discord and reading that. So now I have this actor here. I'm going to, with that actor, I'm going to ask it for something, and I'm going to receive back, right? Because I can, the type T here is the type that I'm expecting to receive, some channel configuration. The message that I'm going to send in is a new, right? Because our channel manager actor, channel configuration actor. I don't need this one. Not that one. Not yet. Don't need you. This one. Right? I need a get configuration for channel message that I'm going to pass in. So let's... Here. This one. Right? And the channel name we're going to pass in is the name of the user's channel. I think that's it. I think. So I'm asking, that's going to, no. It returns a task that we'll need to await. And that should return, there we go. That'll return my channel configuration. And of course I've got a green line because I didn't call configure await. I really want to get rid of that. Nalaj would also like the hat. Microsoft needs to get their merch on. I very much appreciate the compliments. Duly noted. I will absolutely let our marketing folks know about that. So, yes, I like to scroll left and right instead of turning on word wrap. I could turn on word wrap. Let's do that. Why didn't it? Whatever. I clicked the thing. Oh, you know what? It just turned it on. Oh, well, there you go. This confuses me when I read it this way, when I have word wrap. I know it fits the whole thing on the screen. It makes it easier for you to be able to see this, but that confuses me, right? Because I can't tell, right? Other than the very tiny glyph here that indicates that it's wrapping, and that I've got a space over here, right? I can't tell if this is another line of code or if it's the same line of code. I get confused looking at that. So, not a fan, but I think for the purposes of presentation, pretty good to appear here. So, all right. So that should get back my configuration, and my channel configuration at this point.
You got the wrong guy. I'm the dude, man.
That's not what I expected to happen when I hit F12. Let me do that again. Chat room, be ready with the clip tool here. So channel configuration. Oh. I'm referencing myself, not the channel configuration object. The channel configuration object, right, is not that one. Not that one. That one. Where is it? There it is. So I've got a Blazor component and a domain object that have the same name. Okay, that's a problem. Nalaj asks, is there a prettier for C# format document? In Visual Studio will do that for you. And right, I do that with Control A, Control D, and it'll format the document. I don't think you have to do Control A, but I do it anyway, just because it makes me feel better. Master Feedy, yes, Akka. Akka. Now I sound like Pac-Man. Fritz as Pac-Man. Just going across the screen. Something our friend Fierce Kittens would mock up on her channel. Okay, so I don't want to call this object up here, this component, this Blazor component, channel configuration. I feel like I should call this manage channel configuration, just so it's right, so you know that it's or maybe channel configuration component, just to separate it a little, right? I don't know. That feels weird because it's a .razor. Maybe it's just configuration. I think that works. So I'll change this to just configuration model. Yes, please. Rename all the references to that. And
Boom goes the dynamite.
there you go. Now I get the reference to the domain, and okay, that feels a bit better. Go away. So now down here in my channel configuration, channel name, guest game enabled is currently disabled, currency configuration, and we're going to add our other configuration options later down here. Okay. So I think on the page, right? Let's start putting something on the page here. Hey, what are you doing there? Inherits configuration. I think I need to close this and reopen it. I've angered the code highlighter, the syntax highlighter. So you got a good, you like the Pac-Man comment? Well, thank you, Frackberg. Master Feedy asks, any experience on Kotlin? No, I'm sorry, no experience with Kotlin here. Haven't tried it yet. All right, so channel configuration, I should be able to, from here, right? Start writing some HTML and pulling data out of my model to interact with. So let's create a field set, and we'll put the appropriate classes around this later. I know Ancient Coder's sitting there going, "Oh, Jeff, you're forgetting the Bootstrap classes here." I'll get to it, I promise. All right, let's put a label. 4 equals, well, it's the channel name is always going to be there. So let's just put channel name, right? And then I can say, right, it's channel configuration. Just configuration. Configuration, right? So I'm accessing, this is a property inside of my configuration model, right there. So I'm accessing configuration dot channel name. There we go. So if this is loading correctly, when I'm logged in, it should show me that. I should get channel name C# Fritz appearing. So Rambling Geek says, after Ancient Coder's already laughing at me out there. I know. Little E-Blast has just come into Rambling Geek's office to show he downloaded a Learn C# app on his iPod. Yes! Oh my gosh. That is tremendous. That is... There we go. We need more of those. Very cool. Where was I going? Oh yeah, let's run this and let's see if we can make it, if we're sure that that's coming out. And I want to save that initial JSON file to disk. Make sure that that save interaction works. And then we'll start adding more features to our configuration file.
And then
they'll all save to disk properly.
And then
they'll load properly into our chatbot.
And then
we'll be able to start building out features.
And then
They'll have their own configuration features for those features.
And then
Hopefully, we'll be able to start working on our follower train feature for Imperial.
And then
She'll be happy that she has a follower train.
And then
We'll deploy it out to Azure.
And then
Millions of people will start using the bot.
And then
Profit. Okay, so there it is. It's loaded up. It's running. Let me go to that /configuration page. Configuration. Come on, find the sound effect, Jeff. Find it. Didn't work. Authorization requires a cascading parameter of type task authentication state. Consider using cascading authorization state to supply this. I thought I did. What am I missing here? So there's authorize. Consider using cascading authorization state to supply this. How do I do that? Cascading parameter authentication state. But that's different. What's that? I feel like... Chat room, let me know what you think about this. I feel like when I see an invalid operation exception, one of these things where it's actually suggesting something here. Hey, here's a way to fix this. I would love to see a link to the documentation with this, because I don't know what that means. Give me a link to show me an example. Show me someplace that I can go to and learn more about that error to help make me more successful. Because now I'm going to Google that with Bing on DuckDuckGo.
Hello? Hello? Anybody home? Hey, think with fly, think.
I did, and I went to DuckDuckGo. And now I'm going to try and figure out, what's that mean? Inject authentication state provider. I thought I did. Yes, Hugo, like the old help link property. Thank you for the follow, Chris Kong. Appreciate you joining us. It would be, right, for those types of things, right, and even for library developers, right? Or application developers that are throwing a known error to be able to give that hyperlink, to give that help link that says, oh, for more information, go here. Right? And it goes to my documentation, or it goes to docs.microsoft.com. Extremely handy, right? To help make developers more successful with whatever framework you're using. Anyways, what do I know? Not a lot, because I'm still writing this. See, I had cascading parameter, private task authentication state. I already did that. Is it because I didn't... Do I have that? Well, I don't want a custom authorization. Well, maybe I did do a custom one. Because it's the auth0 one that we're using here. Only in development mode. Yes, I agree. Only in development mode, it would be nice to see that as part of error messages that come out. And also then, in the error messages that go into the system log, so that the system operator folks that are supporting can click a link and understand, well, why did this error get thrown? Do I need to be concerned about it? But I thought I exposed this as a cascading parameter. Do I need to put it around that thing? I guess I do. I guess that's what I forgot to do. That goes inside of AppRaiser, right? Around the router. Yeah. I forgot this part. And that. All right, so now let's restart. Hey, where'd the browser link button go? Oh yeah, I removed it. Sorry about that. All right, here we go. Here we go. Come on. Go. 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 Is it going to work this time? Come on. Where are you?
Bueller. Bueller. Bueller.
It's coming. It should be starting. Okay, so there it is. I'm looking for it to bring back C# Fritz, because that's the name associated with this. Let's see how it goes. / configuration. No. All right. Wow. That doesn't tell me anything. That doesn't tell me anything. Okay. I broke it. All right. Let's put it. Let's put a breakpoint right here and see if we can get that config actor, so we can go get configuration. See how that works. Try refreshing that page. Well, I think we found our problem. It's not even getting there. Am I getting that? Okay, here we go. I didn't change anything. What did I change? I didn't change anything. Nothing else matters says if the document team can't help an error message, maybe someone could help make an add-in to query Stack Overflow automatically. Even though that's a little tongue-in-cheek. But you're not wrong. And Ultramark sounds like a candidate, says it sounds like a candidate for the next project. Jeff's exceptional exception help link helper. I added the exceptional there, of course. Because it would be exceptional. All right, / configuration. Here we go. All right, do I have a user object? I do. Identities. No. Claims. Well, I wasn't even looking for claims. There it is. Name, C# Fritz. Good, we've got it. Now, we're going to try and find the channel configuration actor. If Jeff spelled it right. Good, I think so. There's our first problem. Let me refresh and try and go back in there. Back to the debugger. Okay. Is actor system a thing? Actor system is a thing. That's a problem. I'm clicking on the deal to expand. Wow. Okay, hang on. Oh boy. Okay, actor system, and I click the thing. There it goes. So I'm trying to do actor selection and try and find channel configuration actor. Give me one in 5 seconds. And it's crashing out right there. Right? The await means it should wait. Right? That's a problem. That's a problem. What happens if I take off the resolve one instead of trying to force it to go get one, right? So, well, wait a sec. I don't need to await that, right? It's going to return an actor selection. Can I just ask? Yeah. Maybe that'll work. You're right. I didn't handle the by putting the await on there, it was allowing it to go to a background thread. I should have forced it to be single threaded and actually synchronously make that request. You're right. Good catch. I just blindly threw the await on there. So now, there we go. Okay, so I do have something, and I'm going to try and ask and get that configuration. What I should do is on this get configuration for channel, I should put a break here and see if it gets there. No. Try that again. Hang on. All right, so we got the user, and now we're saying to the actor selection, right? We're trying to say, pass along the get configuration for channel message, right? And if I F11 into that, I should go through, yeah, this, right? So this is now, right? But it's not going to return because, yeah, it doesn't know. Okay, so I'm gonna go back over to, and this is just me learning how to use the actor model, how to get in and touch those objects from outside of it, right? So when it was in the channel configuration actor over here, I was trying to write out the path right there. Did this not ever run? If the actor model isn't actually accessed, did it actually run that thing? Yes, it did. Oh, there goes that idea. You make me sad. There we go. Bot service, user, channel manager, channel configuration actor. I mean, I could force that in, right? I mean, I could make that the syntax. Right? I mean, I'm wondering if it's just not finding here. Right? Should this be like / like that? Does it know how to do that? I don't know. It would be great. This is where a unit test harness would be great, right? Instead of having to restart and go through this whole loop every time. Is the actual configuration in place? Well, I'm not even getting the actor coming back yet, right? When it goes to fetch the actor, it hangs, right? This, right? After it's done that, it sets up the receives, and it's done in that And if I go to... Wow. Need to teach Jeff how to spell here, right? So configure actor, right? So it's looking for this thing. Do you see what I see? It's escaped the slash. Oh, no. That's the one I expected it to hit. Ooh. Ooh. I did not edit. There was no edit. Chat room, you saw. I did not edit this. Why is it... There was no editing done here. I promise you. What I'm seeing... This path is being escaped because of that slash. When CLW says he also has that problem when the debugger moves from code behind into a Razor file. Yes. Okay, that feels like an issue that we need to. And Code Warrior is agreeing, running into this in preview, that bouncing from into a Razor file from outside, you hit a little bit of a bump there. Definitely. All right. Slash configuration. All right, so here we are getting the user information, and we're going to be getting the user information for C# frets. No. Didn't find it. Okay. So now I'm at a loss. Because I thought for sure that actor selection would get us where we need to be. Now I think I need to actually pass in the whole path to that thing, because actor selection appears broken. It's not, right? It's not hitting this appropriately, right? So bot service, user, channel manager, channel configuration actor. So if I put the whole thing in here, bot service, user, channel manager, channel configuration actor, right? That should hit. That should find that. Yes, the actor selection does get you a collection, and I'm going to ask, and something in that collection should return a channel configuration, if I understand the documentation for Akka correctly. I might not. I could be wrong. Lord knows I've been wrong before.
You keep using the word. I do not think it means what you think it means.
Yes, wrong. I know what wrong means. Wrong means wrong. Wrong means I don't know what I'm talking about. Wrong means I've got to Google it again. There we go. All right. So now we're going to ask for, and we're going to do a thing here, right? That is a,
And then...
well, and hopefully it returns properly. You know what I'm saying? Okay, so there's, I'm going to step out. No. No. If I force this to resolve one, right? I need to, and I'm going to configure await, get results, so that it does that synchronously, so that I do get an actor ref here, right? Which feels really weird because I'm right now I'm really fighting the framework on this. What do you mean take 0 arguments? No, it's not. I need the get awaiter is what I meant to do. Rats. All right. Come on. We've got this. This shouldn't be this hard, right? Like this is the scenario that you use the actor model with, right? You've got your whole actor system being managed. All your business logic is over there. I'm the user interface. Give me the thing out of the doodad. Those are technical words. Thing out of the doodad. Here we go. Configuration. And step through. No, I didn't even hit the breakpoint. Look at that. Subject was null. Exception occurred while resolving actor selection.
Hey, listen.
Yes. Can we deploy a Razor app with Apache or something? Not star star. Dot dot, not star star. I'm not using dot dot. And yes, Jock, you can do that. There is there's great documentation about how to do that, how to deploy a Razor app, a Blazor app, using Apache and Nginx. You can find those on docs.microsoft.com. See, I'm not Marcus, I'm not inside the actor model, right? I'm at the system. The system? Let me restart that again. There was a protocol at the front that maybe I need the protocol. You're welcome, Jock. And we've shown that before in one or two other streams, and that's the only reason why I'm not going to jump off into that. This is a Blazor-based app, Blazor and Razor ASP.NET based app, but we're not. I'm not running on Linux here. I'm running on Windows, so I'm not set up to give that kind of demonstration right now. Next month's October. We're going to go back onto Ubuntu next month. We're going to return to Ubuntober, and we will spend the entire month in Ubuntu Linux. So it was Akka. Right now I've got the full address of it, right? Not just the absolute path. Let's see if that hits. And maybe we find it, right? Which is going to be a real pain in the neck if I have to go through and spell out the entire path every time I need to go and reach in and grab one of these actors from outside. You know what I mean? But yeah, I don't even want to iterate through the collection, Stelzy. I want to be able to just say, go find this thing and do it. You know? Go get me one of these things and do the thing, right? Just go do the thing. I don't know who you are. Do it. Now, why did you open over there? Open on that screen. The screen I've got chat on. It's cheating on me. Go in someplace it shouldn't. I could put the full path into a static field. I've done that. That I've done. Absolutely. Right? So then I can reference it and pick it out. And that's not hard, but it feels like I'm fighting the framework again. Now I've got an actor. Now it's got it. Get configuration for channel. Here we go. So we were saying that file doesn't exist on disk. It is null. So we're just going to return a blank a default configuration here, which means that channel name is null also. Which means when it paints the screen, where's the screen? We're waiting. Okay. Yeah, well, I hope you get back to the server sometime, you know? Whoa. Locked that up hard, didn't we? Okay, so it's still not returning anything. But I think we're a little bit further along here. Yeah, something was acting up. It was. All right, so user is being retrieved properly. I'm going to slowly start pulling items out of this so that I can get that to behave more appropriately. I'm going to, where'd it go? Here. Instead of just returning a new channel configuration, just returning a new channel configuration. Nope, that won't work. Rats. I wanted to do surround with. No, but that worked. Return new channel configuration. Channel name equals the channel name that was requested. Right? And that's too much. Okay, that'll make it a little bit easier there. But let me go back over to this configuration model. So where it's reaching in here, can I get rid of all of this and just go like that? Let's find out. Coming up next on Fritz and Friends. Be there or be square. No? Bad sound effect.
Bazinga.
That's a better one. Come on. Here we go. You could also set the actor ref into a static field and you won't have to jump through hoops to resolve it. You're right. I could, but creating artificial hooks so that I can go find the object feels bad. Subject was null, wasn't able to find it. So that doesn't work. You make that kind of request. You make that... Just keeping an eye on something. Right, it's making this kind of request, and what's happening is, of course, it's your request has fallen into a big hole. Okay, that was the thing. Put a star on the end. Put a star on the end? You think so? Like that? Let's go back over to... And I need to put Fanny Rinder's request in there. So actor selection. So that looks like I don't need to. Well, it's not a relative path. Right? That'll go ... will go up to the parent. Right? Absolute paths can be looked up on context the usual way. So /user/. So... Right? Now, why am I getting purple underlined there? Oh, because I changed it while it's still running. Restart. Hey, crows! Good to see you. So, right... Okay, that's kind of like... Right, that should be able to reach in there and find it. It would be a relative path. Marcus, I agree with you. It would be a relative path if I was inside of another actor and I was going up. Just like in a file system, that would work. But we're not quite there. Yeah. Oh. Stop it. Stop. Stop. I get it. Okay. 1 second here. I just need to get something for Mrs. C# Fritz. Okay. One second. My apologies. There we go. All right. So now let me try that configuration page again. Holy crow, did you see all that go flying by? Holy smokes. Look at all that. What am I supposed to do with that? Navigation exception was thrown. It doesn't know where it's going. Oh, because it's right. I don't have a thing that I spelled it wrong. Now we got it. All right. Well, I've got a config actor. So that should get the configuration and should return and should paint the page. Come on. I've got configuration at this point. But it's, right, I'm not getting the page painted. Right, nothing's... I've gone too far. Right, that works, okay. You know, I'm sick of keying that thing in. I'm gonna take a second here real quick, chat room. I'm gonna put it on the navigation. You know? I wanna put authorization service. Right, I wanna check if you're logged in. Right, if authorization service dot authorize. I don't even want to. I just want to check if you're logged in. Can I just say user current user dot identity dot is authenticated? There we go. So you're logged in. Good. We're going to give you nav item px3, right? Because that's what matches up there. Helps if I put a class around that. I've done CSS so well. Navlink, here we go. Class equals navlink. Href equals configuration. Match equals navlink. No match. Yep, all. Yeah. And I'll just have it say configuration. Oh my gosh, I cannot type today, can I? All right, so now I'll have a link to jump over to the configuration page. And it should now find it. Now, what I wanted to be able to do, right, was I wanted to be able to do that and have it find my actor. Right, so that I'm not always, right, having to type out the entire hierarchy or figure out where exactly it is in the hierarchy. Just go get me one of these. Right, I'm wondering if maybe it doesn't know how to do double star. There's configuration right there.
Hey, listen.
Yes. Single star, and it'll go through that. Look at that, I done blowed it up again. Here, exception occurred while resolving actor selection. Yeah. Can't find it. Okay. So, is it like that? And it'll figure out and drill down the whole length? Right? Because we know it's user configuration manager. Right? Gosh, I wish I had a unit test for this. Right, but I'd have to set up the unit test for the actor system, bootstrap, load up the whole actor system. Yeah. Well, it didn't hit there, the debug point, which tells me that that didn't work either. Right, can I do / start? What are my options here for the paths? Right, is there an actor selection? Right, no. I want an API here. Give me an API that I can go to. Some docs. Actor selection points to path or multiple paths if wildcards are used. Terrific. See, identifying actors via actor selection. Don't mind if I do. Show me, what are the wildcards it supports? This is the article we were just on. Right, I don't want to have to specify that whole thing there. That's a... Akka.net actor selection wildcards. Tell me there's something there, right? Selecting all actors in a subtree with actor selection. Yes. Right? We'll send a message to all actors directly under user. Right. Is it possible to use a wildcard that would send messages to all descendants, not only direct children? /*. No. We do not support send to all descendants, however many levels deep. Okay. You can do something similar, but with specifying the depth of the search. System actor of... That'll get you the top of it. Actor selection is possibly not what you're after, and instead you could do something that's dedicated for broadcasting like that. Please, how do we do that? You could use the event stream and publish your broadcast there. Okay. And this was answered 5 years ago. How do we use the event stream? Don't mind if I do. How? Oh, it's an event bus. Does not preserve the sender of the published messages. If you need a reference to the original sender, you have to provide it inside the message. That's not really a bus, then, if I can't send a message back and respond. So... Wally KC predicts a recursive method in Fritz's future. I hope not. Oh, I hope not. Let me see here. I'm just about out of time here for the day. But, that's kind of annoying. If you're in a clustered environment, use distributed pub sub extension. Right, that's another thing. When this gets distributed, I don't know where this thing is. Right? It's on another box somewhere. I want to be able to reach into it and say, go figure out where it is and go find it. I think you're right, Stelzy. At this point, I want to put it over into a static field and find it. Yeah. And that feels... It feels a little dirty, but I'll deal with it. My path. Get and a private set, because there already is a path property. Right. So then what I would do is I would say my path equals that. Oh my goodness. Matthew D. Groves. Thank you for the raid. Hello, hello. I very much appreciate you sending over a raid. Let's do this. Let's do this. I'm feeling saucy. Good morning, Raiders. My name's Jeff. We're writing some code. We're learning about the actor model today. All right. Yeah, that worked. How's it going there? Calvin, look at that Matthew emote. Yes. Yes. Look at the emote. No, we're not rating. No, we're not. No, wrong. No, we're not rating. We've been rated. Wrong. Thanks so much, Matthew. Take care. You would exclamation point defend. We're defending the channel. There we go. No, we're not rating. Raid is what we do, and we're probably going to do here in just a few minutes. All right, so I'm going to stash a copy of the path here, so that's available when this is created. So I'll always have reference to it. So then I don't have to. I can do actor selection over here, and instead of passing in some path that I make up, I can say channel configuration actor my path, right? Or maybe I should make that like instance path. And we're going to go get one of those and give it back to me immediately. Go get the configuration, return it. I'm even going to move that down there, and we should have configuration loaded at this point, and we should be able at that point to start painting things on screen, but we can't get the thing to work. Tell You says I'm a good actor. Well, thank you, Tell You. Appreciate that. Friends, make sure you're following the channel. Click through the follow button. It's a little hard at the top of the screen. Completely free to do. Click that and you'll be notified whenever I go live, like I am in just about an hour and a half when we're hosting our friends from .NET Rocks. There we go. Thank you for the follow, Tell You. And you'll get a notification when it happens, when we go live. When this number ticks over a multiple of 100, we'll give away a sticker pack to somebody here in stream. And if it gets to 8,000 in the next 12 days, I don't know if it's going to get there, I'll dye my beard rainbow for our friends at .NET Conf. Thank you for the follow, KD Ling. Appreciate that. So now configuration is a thing. There it is. We have some configuration, and let it finish, and it's not painting the screen. Why isn't it painting the screen? Toggle nav menu is not defined. That's a problem. So this is on my page. Toggle nav menu doesn't exist. Why am I getting skips? Oh yes, rainbow color. We've done that before. Oh yes, be very bold. Taste the rainbow. At least Mrs. C Sharp Fritz did when she kissed me later in the week after but we did that back in January. We're going to do it again. Okay. That's frustrating. So server-side Blazor hung the processor and stopped OBS from running. That's a problem. That's a real problem. I'm not going to be able to deal with that today. What I am going to do, though, is I'm going to clean up here because I do have an appointment to get to. Let's do this. Let's switch over. And let's check in our code. So, this is in this project. I am going to add all these files, and I'm going to commit now fetching configuration from the configuration, what was it? The configuration actor for the configuration management page. Page, sure. And I'll key in my password. There it goes. And we'll push that out to Git. Yeah, I need to set up that streaming server a little bit sooner than later. Absolutely. That absolutely was Blazor server side hanging because there was an error and it was retrying hard. Any idea how long the broadcast at 1:30 will be today? That's going to be about an hour is what we have scheduled. So the podcast is usually about a half an hour, but we're going to have some time up front for setup, some chit-chat, and some time afterwards to discuss as well. All right, friends, thank you so much for joining. Now we can do the raid command, because we're going to set up for a raid. There's the raid command. If you're a subscriber, grab the first line of text there out of chat. If you're not a subscriber, grab that second line of text, copy it onto your clipboard, get ready. We're going to raid. Oh, you know we need to raid? He's live, and it's going to be a ton of fun if we do this. We're going to raid Code Rush. So grab one of those two lines, copy it onto your clipboard, get ready to go and announce our presence when we get over to see our friend, Mark Miller, who's writing some code. Looks like he's getting ready to work on his Dungeons & Dragons overlay using WPF and SignalR. All right, friends. This video, like all my other videos, will be available in a few days over on YouTube. Check it out, youtube.com/C#Fritz. And you can find all my videos out there, everything that we've done here on stream, the complete archive, all 280-some episodes that we've been together writing code. All right. Let me make sure this is working. There we go. Thanks so much. Get ready to say hi to Mark for me, and I will see you tomorrow, 10 a.m. Eastern, or even 1:30 today in about an hour and a half. I hope you come on back. All right? Take care.